But we begin tonight with what some are calling the World Cup of Fraud, a scandal that is rocking the world's most popular sport, soccer. The U.S. Justice Department alleges some of the highest-ranking officials of soccer's governing body, FIFA, participated in bribes, money laundering, and racketeering. And the investigation is global. Authorities in Switzerland have also launched a separate probe. Now, soccer isn't just a sport. It is a business, a big one, that brings in billions in revenue from TV and sponsorship rights for the World Cup, the most popular single sporting event in the world. Eamon Javers has our story tonight on the big corruption investigation in soccer.
The day began with a dramatic early morning raid at the luxury Bar au Lac Hotel in Zurich, with staffers holding sheets to protect those arrested from the photographer's glare. It was a massive, global, coordinated crackdown on the top leadership of a sport that dominates the world like no other. As many as 1 billion people watched the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. And Forbes reported that companies such as Adidas, Coca-Cola, Emirates, and Sony reportedly paid $25 to $50 million per year to sponsor the sport's governing body, known as FIFA. In Brooklyn, the director of the FBI said the U.S. is acting because some of the alleged corruption happened in the United States.
If you touch our shores with your corrupt enterprise, whether that is through meetings or through using our world-class financial system, you will be held accountable for that corruption.
And the new Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, said this case comes down to simple greed, including up to $150 million in bribes.
They were expected to uphold the rules that keep soccer honest and to protect the integrity of the game. Instead, they corrupted the business of worldwide soccer to serve their interests and to enrich themselves.
As laid out in the indictments, the U.S. side of the scam was simple: marketing companies paying kickbacks and bribes in return for exclusive rights to lower-level soccer tournaments. But in Switzerland, officials said they're looking into what role bribes may have played in the awarding of the World Cup itself to Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022. And Tyler, as the day ends, there are two big questions facing world soccer tonight. One of them is the fate of Sepp Blatter. He's the head of FIFA, the organization that sponsors worldwide soccer. He was not named in any of the indictments today, but big questions now surrounding his leadership. And then the second question is, what will all the corporate sponsors of global soccer do now? Will they continue to pump all those billions of dollars into FIFA and global soccer? Tyler?
You mentioned, Eamon, several of the names that have been involved in supporting FIFA. But a major U.S. sportswear company has been implicated, apparently, in this scandal. The company was not named, but what do we know?
Well, what we do know is that they were not named in the indictments or by the Attorney General Loretta Lynch, who said today that a major U.S. Sports apparel company was allegedly involved in improprieties regarding the Brazilian national soccer team. We do know, however, that Nike was a sponsor of the Brazilian national soccer team, and we also saw a big movement today in Nike stock down as investors apparently deciding that it was Nike that was being referenced there. The Department of Justice, however, not saying which company it's talking about in that indictment.
And no U.S. company has been indicted or charged in this. These charges came against individuals who were officials with or formerly officials with FIFA, correct?
No major U.S. companies, Tyler. There were indictments against individuals and also a couple of small companies, sports marketing companies, that had a U.S. presence. So there were corporate indictments involved here as well. But this is a globe-spanning series of alleged criminal activities ranging from Uruguay to Argentina, Brazil, Miami, and also, as we saw this morning, arrests in Zurich at that hotel, Tyler.
All right, fascinating story. Eamon Javers, thank you very much.
You bet.
Well, here are responses from some of FIFA's sponsors. From Adidas, we encourage FIFA to continue to establish and follow transparent standards in everything they do. Coke says, we expect FIFA to continue to address these issues thoroughly. McDonald's says it takes such matters very seriously and is monitoring the situation very closely. And Budweiser is also closely monitoring the FIFA situation.